Hey everyone, and welcome to the ESL Heroes Spring Qualifier for North America. It's the third one, and we started yesterday, and we've been following Team Blaze. We started actually with two different teams, Carbon versus Juan Cena, and Carbon was able to defeat Juan Cena and move on to face Team Blaze, who beat them 2-0 in epic fashion with lots of cool hero picks, which I expect nothing less than more of those today. But I'm Gillyweed. And joining me is Zoia, as always. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's been a pretty chill day. I know everyone's been having fun with Overwatch over the last few days as well. So it's just been really fun. Casting games as well.
Yep, I'm really excited to cast more games with you for everybody hanging out at home and in chat. Hope you guys will enjoy more games today. We're going to have two more best of threes. So we started yesterday with round of 64, and we did 64 and 32. Today we're going to be doing the round of 16 and the round of 8. And then tomorrow we'll finish with finding out who the next two teams to qualify will be. The teams joining Cloud9, Bob Ross Fan Club, Cognitive Gaming, and Tempo Storm.
Yeah, I think everyone expects going into this tournament that Blaze and Resurgence are the expected ones to qualify, but there's still a lot of underdog teams, that have a really good chance. Panda Global's in this, OVO Gaming, Kings of Blade of Alpha, all fantastic teams ready to play. And if they do qualify, they will be playing in the North American Spring Championship, which will take place February 27th and 28th, where 8 teams in North America will compete for a $100,000 prize pool.
And not only a $100,000 prize pool, but the top 2 teams to qualify in that tournament will move on and play in the Heroes of the Storm Spring Global Championship with, a chance, obviously, to get to go and visit Seoul, South Korea, but then also be able to compete for not only with, 10 other teams from around the world, but then for a prize pool of $500,000.
Yeah, it's not just the first championship, as there's going to be one more in summer and one more in the spring. So we got a lot of Heroes of Storm action this year, a lot of money going into the CM as well, which is something these teams are really going to be fighting for.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who are interested in the other regions who are also running qualifiers now, we've already finished the qualifier completely for China. As we know, the 2 teams who will be going to Seoul from there will be E-Star Gaming as well as Edward Gaming. But if you're interested in seeing what other teams will be joining them, as well as the teams to qualify from North America, make sure you go to heroesthestorm.com/esports. But then you can also follow Esports Heroes on Twitter, and make sure you tweet using the hashtag HGC, because Heroes and us as well, we really want to hear from you guys about what you're thinking from these games and what teams you think are going to qualify and who might even win regionals and the spring championship.
Well, today, Gilly, we are going into Team Blaze versus ZoT. I don't actually know what ZoT stands for, but it's
either
spelled differently. So, we're in a game.
Yes, I am inviting you. It looks like we will be on Cursed Hollow for our first battleground. And don't forget, guys, all of these throughout these qualifiers are going to be best of 3 series. So no best of ones, anything like that. And the finals aren't played because it's just for qualifying positions. So just the top 2 teams, those are the ones who qualify, and they don't end up playing each other. After this qualifier, we will have one more, and that's the last chance qualifier. So the teams who haven't been able to qualify for regionals still earn points by playing in all of these different qualifiers. And the top 8 teams in terms of points will be invited to that last chance qualifier, which will be this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Well, before that happens, Gilly, we're going to start a draft. It's beginning right now. Cursed Hall will be the first map of the day. Blaze versus ZoT. ZoT's going to have that first pick, first ban. We're seeing teams, have more stylistic choices when it comes to the bans. Sometimes we see targeted Zagara bans. Sometimes we see, like right here. Sometimes, you see a bit more ban on Rhaegar, Blaze. I'm curious as to what they're going to deny in this situation. I believe yesterday in this situation, they were banning Kael'thas every single time.
Yeah, they've been known for doing a lot of Tyrande bans, but with the changes to Tyrande, it seems like they have been prioritizing banning Kael'thas a lot more in these qualifiers. But that could change because of the balance patch that came out today. There are a lot of changes that came in through to Kale Thas. Some of the stuff that happened, both he and Jaina, their auto attacks were taken down in terms of damage there. Also, Arcane Barrier, a really big pickup for him, almost always the choice at level 16, was significantly reduced to. It's now a shield that is equal to only 150% of your max mana instead of 200%. And the duration was reduced by 2 seconds, and both of his heroics had the duration increase too. So some nerfs coming in there for Kale Thas.
Yeah, the Gravity Lapse one's the most interesting to me. I don't know if that necessarily need to be a nerf. It's a pretty long cooldown. It costs a lot of mana. So I think 1.5 seconds was a good duration for it. I really like the changes to Arcane Barrier and the auto attack nerf, though. I think the auto attack nerf makes more sense for the longevity of the game.
Yeah.
As more mages get introduced to the game, I think that makes a lot of sense. And then, of course, Arcane Barrier was just way too good. So I like both those nerfs, though. It looks like Rhaegar's going to be banned out by Blaze, just denying the Rhaegar. He's so good right now. I mean, he's at the highest win rate on hot slogs right now that every hero ever. Like, no hero has ever been this high of a win rate. So Blaze just not wanting to deal with that, and they're going to go ahead and ZoT's going to pick up Jaina.
Jaina's going to be a pickup. She had a bit of changes in the balance patch too. Along with Kale Thas, her auto attacks were reduced for damage. But Frostbolt and Cone of Cold, the damage for both of those abilities were buffed. So I'm really excited to see how that could work. I'm looking forward to a lot of really big bursts and her being able to just completely take out a hero with her combination. Blaze, go ahead.
Really cool that, thanks Mistax for telling me, ZoT is one of the UC Irvine dorm teams.
Oh.
So that's really cool. They're getting some practice against one of the better teams in North America. Going into Heroes of the Dorm, having practice versus Blaze is definitely something that could help out in the long run.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to learn.
I mean, Blaze actually got its start also from Heroes of the Dorm. Was UT Arlington team. I was actually just talking to their manager, Shadow Smile, earlier today about that and how they got their start in that and how a lot of the members are looking forward to being able to compete in that again. So both of these teams going against each other, I guess, a little bit earlier on, getting some practice since a lot of the players will maybe be facing each other again in that competition. But for now, let's see what we have. Along with Jaina, ZoT's going to pick up Sonya and Tyrande, a ton of lockdown, a ton of burst potential there too. Blaze are going to have Falstad and Stitches, and we're moving into the second bans.
Joanna being hovered here by Blaze, trying to force them onto maybe a warrior that's a little bit better to hook. Joanna with Iron Skin, always at the front line, is a very difficult warrior to play around when you have a Stitches. So really, really like that that ban from Blaze. Looking to go into these next two picks, they're probably going to want to pick up their support. I'm curious as to if ZoT's going to be running solo support Tyrande or double support. I think with the Uther ban here, it leans more towards them wanting to go solo support Tyrande. Because if you weren't going solo support Tyrande, you would want more supports up for whenever you got to your next pick.
Exactly. And that goes very well for them too because Rhaegar has also already been banned. So they're really forcing Blaze down. But you and I talked about this yesterday when it comes to Blaze. It's very hard to put them in an awkward position when it comes to what heroes they're going to be playing because they have so many different pocket strategies and interesting things they can do. I like the ban on Uther still because it is a really easy stun to land on top of somebody who gets hooked, but they're still able to make different things work too, and we'll see what they choose to do. It looks like it will be Lieutenant Morales here. That's interesting. They'll have to make sure not to mess up the hook with a grenade, as that could be a problem.
Yeah, they're out to play that very well. I have faith that Yuge can pull it off, though. Next pick up here for Blaze, probably going to be either a second warrior or more damage. There's still a lot on the table for them when it comes to warriors. They could potentially pick up another one. If they deny, ETC Murden here, it could force ZoT onto maybe a solo warrior Diablo. If they're not comfortable on the other picks, as well as that. There's still a lot of great damages up. Thrall is still available, who's really good on this map. It's curious to see how he will fall after this patch, as Thrall's auto attack was nerfed, and then the Sundering cooldown was increased by 10 seconds. So he was also affected by this most recent patch. But wait, what? Kale Thas is still up? How did this happen?
Nerfs, man.
I guess so, man. Like when you get your arcane barrier and your auto attack nerfed, and he falls to last pick.
Yeah, that
Nice.
is
I like
very crazy to see. 2 more picks now for ZoT. Likely it will be another damage dealer and then their warrior. Maybe triple warrior, but we don't see that too often. They're okay, cool. So they're going to do the Tassadar Tyrande route for support. And then let's see, we've still got Muradin up. We still have ETC up. ETC they could utilize for stage dive. They are up against Falstad, so Mosh Pit would be more difficult to land, but if they could make that happen, it might be nice. It looks like they will actually want to do Diablo, and Diablo did have a change with this latest patch. The damage for Fire Devil, which is a very common talent pick at level 4, was reduced. So I'm really interested to see. I was interested to see if pros were still going to want to pick this up.
Yeah, I don't think the nerf to Firestorm is enough to want to make him fall out of the meta. His kit's still really good. I mean, the damage wasn't really strong too. Of course, it's going to be Artanis though. Blaze keeping to their strengths here. And it's actually a lot of lockdown. Okay, so maybe they're going. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just going to wait till they lock him before I start speculating on what that potential pick will do here. I like the Diablo pick up here. ETC, they would if they did go ETC. I would love this actually, but if they did go ETC, it would have to be stage dive just because Mosh Pit is completely useless versus this composition. You got Grenade from Morales, Gravity Lapse. Oh baby, yes, nice. I love a new Barak so much. He is such a good hero. I was curious as to where people thought he fell, where he landed after the scaling changes. Not really many people are wanting to run him, so I'm excited to see Blaze bust him out here. This is so much lockdown from Blaze. So you've got a lot of disruption, a lot of CC, and Anubrak's got decent damage too. Anubrak's weakness comes from his HP pool, which there is a lot of damage on the end of ZoT. Tyrande, Zonia, Jaina can really mess someone up.
Yeah, they'll have to be conscious of who's got the Hunter's Mark on them. But as long as they're able to protect the Morales, and with all of their lockdown and the strong front line that they have, that should not be a problem, especially since Morales compositions are something that Blaze is very comfortable in running. So as long as they keep her safe and alive, she's going to be able to heal up through that, and especially with the damage reduction that she can get from Safeguard to help with that initial burst.
Yeah, I'm really excited for these two compositions to go against each other. Hold on a second.
We'll be getting in pretty soon, waiting on one more person to join the lobby. Looking at these comps a little bit further in terms of Cursed Hollow. We'll be looking at Vision will be really great, and the fact that ZoT has that is going to be pretty nice too, especially around when people are posturing around where the tributes are spawning. But also, if we see the Tyrande player go for the Owl build, that's going to be great for them to help disrupt, safely disrupt any channeling for the tributes that Blaze is trying to do. And between Jaina, Tyrande, and Tassadar, they can really safely do that until the rest of the team is in position and they can find an opening for Diablo to throw somebody back to his team.
Especially with the changes of Jaina this patch, it makes it so much more viable. When your legs aren't being torn off of your body, like you can do so much more in a game. So really good changes to Jaina that made her a little bit more competitively viable. And I did find out what ZoT stands for. It's the sound that the mascot at UC Irvine makes.
ZoT.
It goes
what
ZoT.
What is the mascot?
I didn't care to ask.
I feel like that's a central point.
I mean, I'm expecting like some dumb-looking bird.
ZoT. ZoT. I can't imagine
Irvine, what. ZoT mascot. It's like an anteater.
An anteater.
And it goes ZoT. Oh, they answered on stream. Oh, Gillyweed, you asked on chat. What's the mascot? An anteater. I googled it and saw the picture of the anteater. It's yellow and has a blue shirt on that says UCI.
UCI anteaters. Everybody raise your ZoTs if you're a fan, or blaze your dongers if you're wanting Blaze to continue on. But the countdown has begun, and very soon we'll be getting into game number 1.
Yep, it is going to be on Cursed Hollow, and you've got to talk, when you talk about Cursed Hollow, you got to talk about the two heroes that Blaze have. Stitches, there's so many insane hook positionings you can make. There's great nooks that people avoid completely now that you can completely body block someone if you land the hook in mid lane.
And the then infamous U-hook.
The infamous U-hook, which has devastated teams in the past. You've of course got to talk about Fawcett on this map as well. The ability to use Mighty Gust to secure bosses. It can completely, if you're behind 3 levels and then suddenly you do that, it could win you the game. Yeah. So those 2 heroes are really powerful picks on this map.
Just the fact that Falstad will be able to stay in lane for so long and then fly into tribute fights once he's needed, potentially even just not. If with all the lockdown they have, they might be able to grab a couple of picks off of ZoT and then keep Falstad in lane. And then from there, just get very ahead in experience and make it so that ZoT can never contest anywhere, whether it's tributes or the boss. And that will definitely be the game plan with that hero of global presence. We are almost there, guys. Almost loaded in, waiting on just a couple of people. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the game because I am so pumped.
So pumped, so hyped. What is the Tyrande porch? Is that Hammer?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell has a Hammer?
Only
Master
the coolest.
That's crazy. Guys, on the left-hand side of the map in the blue trunks, it's going to be Team Blaze. Claudius playing a new Barak. Battery going to be on the Stitches. Huge playing Lieutenant Morales. Jason on Falstad. Running out the team is going to be the AFK Rafflecopter on Kael'thas.
And their opponents, ZoT in red, we have Vayne playing Tyrande, Johns playing Diablo, Snazzy on Tassadar, Evolunius playing Sonya, and Bomb Shakalaka. Yeah, playing Jaina.
We'll take a look at these level 1 talents as we move towards the center of the map. We're going to be seeing Heavy Slam picked up on Battery, increasing its damage by 50%. It did recently get a damage buff, so it's going to be hitting even harder than it already is. A hook goes down onto Tasser, gets the face shot out. Claudius looks for the Q. He does end up connecting it with Johns. Nice flip goes down onto Jason, but he does avoid the Lunar Flare. John's getting very low, kiting back as well as he can, and doesn't look like any kills will come from this engagement.
The nice thing for Blaze is they do have a lot of targets for who to hook. Tassadar probably being the least effective one to grab, but even Diablo, if there's nothing left to, if there's no minions to shadow charge back to, can have problems. It's just trying to run back, and we'll have to rely on his team, like a Lunar Flare to help disengage. But the team's starting to move back out into the lanes and work on picking up experience there. See what we have. It looks like it's going to be a tri-lane in the bot. Claudius is going to start moving up toward the mid. Falstad going to be up against the Diablo Tyrande. We may see some roaming from them. For now, the roaming is all about Blaze, though.
Yeah, Claudius wanting to be very aggressive on the new Barak. You've got so much lockdown on him. Great body blocking, great shields, and decent damage. So he's looking to dive on these squishier heroes. Even going on Sonya wouldn't be so bad. Taking a look at Diablo's talents, he went Devil's Due this game. It's a very fun play style that we see bust out every once in a while from Diablo players. It allows you to die more frequently. Sometimes in situations, it's not actually a bad time to die on Diablo, and you're able to reset, come back 5 seconds later. And then if it's a long, drawn-out fight, suddenly what you thought was going to be a 5 versus 4 is now a 5v5 when Diablo re-enters the engagement.
Lieutenant Morales is going to pick up Trauma Trigger 2. There's generally 2 different picks that are usually there, Prolonged Safeguard or Trauma Trigger, and I like Trauma Trigger because of the fact that there is so much burst and stun potential from ZoT. Being able to have that extra Safeguard to allow a little bit of time, a little bit of damage resistance while your teammates come in and help you and get back into a position where they're defending you if you get caught out is going to be really key, and hopefully keeping Morales alive.
Well, we just see that Battery is invading the Giants here. He's right on top of Eva. We'll see how long he's willing to trade this out. Morales and Kael'thas are both rotating in as well, so they're actually looking to fight this. Claudius gets hit by the Lunar Flare. Bomb Shakalaka getting pretty low to the Stitches damage. Looking for the hook. He does end up missing Jaina, so it does look like no one's going to die on the end of ZoT, but Blaze is going to go ahead and pick up these Giants. Nice steal from them. Really great invade. And you even saw Jason fly down from top just in case an epic fight broke out. He would be able to get there in time, so just good positioning coming out from Blaze.
Yeah, but the good thing is he still flew into a lane and was able to get these towers completely out of ammo, also continue getting those the seasoned marksman stacks as much as possible, and keeping up his split soak that he is oh so good at doing with his global presence. Both teams have level 4 talents as our first tribute is about to spawn, and for now we're going to see Blaze starting to pick it up now too. Jason going to do his best to try to stop Johns from coming in and stopping this cap. A hook goes down onto Johns, who has to continue continuing to move away, starting to get pretty low on health, but the rest of ZoT is here. And where is Blaze? They're just now starting to come in. Stitches could be in a lot of trouble. Battery gets flipped into the team, but still hasn't been taken down yet. Tassadar Shields doing a great job of keeping Diablo alive, but it was only a matter of time, and the burrow charge is going to help not only secure that takedown, but one on Jaina as well. Now a spear comes down from Sonya onto Jason, but the rest are just trying to move away from ZoT. Gravity Lapse comes in from Rafflecopter, and yet another takedown in favor of Blaze.
Yeah, really good job of hiding from Blaze. You know, I really like their composition in this game. They picked the Stitches early on, so it wasn't like a counter pick, but there's a very like delay type play style coming out from ZoT. You have the poke from Jaina, Tassadar, Tyrande, even Diablo. You know, this is a composition that's like looking to, especially with the double support, slowly whittle you down over these long tribute fights and then you know, out sustain you. But the cool thing that's going for Blaze is they have the perfect counter to those poke wars battery on Stitches. He's going to be able to force a fight better than any warrior can be in, you know, those defensive postured positions, because you can't poke forever, because eventually battery will hit a hook on someone like Vayne, someone like the Sonya, and then the fight has to happen. Then you can't keep poking at that point.
With the double warrior too, I like the pickup of Retricating Spines. We may see that with Burning Range as well at level 13, and it just means that he's doing a lot of damage all around himself every time he uses that Hardened Carapace, and that can allow him to get into the backline really well, just go straight into there. We're going to lose Jaina as the next tribute is about to spawn, but Cladius can just get right into the backline and deal a lot of damage around him, be really obnoxious, especially with those scarabs as well.
Yeah, he's going to be very, very difficult to deal with, especially when he has a lead. You know, it's Nubarak is one of the harder warriors to come back in a game with, just because he is so squishy. But as long as you're scaling him faster than your opponents, you know, you'll find that he is quite tanky and can be more difficult to end up killing. I'm curious to see what heroic will be picked up from him. Should be Locust Swarm. I think that would be the go-to. You know, usually only seen Web Wrap versus a healer like Malfurion, where as soon as Tranquility's popped, you know, you throw the Web Wrap on him. But, you know, it's Blaze, so you actually don't know what heroic can be picked up at any time in any game.
That's a very good point to make, but I do like the Locust Swarm, like you mentioned. The fact that it'll help him stay alive a little bit more, and it does more damage around him, right, too, so just pairing that with the Retricating Spines makes him very annoying in the backline with all of those squishy heroes, specifically Jaina and Tyrande, just disrupting them as much as possible from being able to really focus on taking somebody down. By the way, Gathering Power on
Jason getting so low. Really nice job. That was almost a perfect combo there if they would have just executed a half second faster. They almost killed Jason there. Yeah, Gathering Power. I mean... Okay, go for it, Blaze. I mean, they have actually a pretty defensive composition here. If someone dives onto Kael'thas, you know, they might be able to keep him alive. But take a look at the heroics. You can never predict what heroics they're going to go. We have Gorge picked up on Stitches. We got Medevac dropship picked up on the Lieutenant Morales. We got Pyroblast that just got its cooldown doubled, picked up from Kael'thas. They will do anything as Snozzy is getting very low. Nice hook coming out from Battery. Nubrek does end up missing the Burrow Charge, but the stun into the Pyroblast. Gonna secure that kill. And it is Locust Swarm. So one of the heroics was, you know, like, you know, yesterday we did see Hinterland's Blast, so I actually didn't know what they were going to pick on Falstad, even though it is Cursed Hollow.
I mean, if you're going to pick up Medevac Dropship, Cursed Hollow is a really good one to do so for. There's so many different objectives between the tributes, a lot of different mercenary camps, and then pushing as well as the bosses, which are really important. And speaking of bosses, one is going to get picked up by ZoT. Jason in a lot of trouble and will get taken out, gets completely caught there, trying to just push as hard as he can. But at least for his efforts, he will be able to take down that top fort. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Blazer already working on this keep, and I love that decision because of the fact that they have their heroic abilities. They can be far more aggressive, and they know that the rest of the team's just trying to deal with the rest, and they always have... He got in! He got in! They're going. They always have Medevac to get away with, is exactly what I was going to say.
Rafflecopter should have died, just saying. That was crazy. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the new Pyroblast damage actually looks like in game. You know, it got they just did this twice. I wonder if it's like a new like theme for these kind of heroics that Blizzard's doing. They nerfed Hinterland's Blast, you know, increasing the duration as Evan is getting very, very low in the mid lane, but not going to fall. They increased its damage as well, and then they said the same thing with Pyroblast. They're both 100 seconds, I believe, which is really long time. But the stun comes out on the Yuge. He's the right target to be focusing. Apocalypse does go down. Nice Mighty Gust to try and disengage. Nice cleanse from Yuge onto Rafflecopter, trying to keep him alive. Snozzy getting very low. Battery trying to back out as well. And Yuge's healing spread across the board has been fantastic. He's trying to keep everyone alive. The Shadow Charge flip goes on the Rafflecopter. They're keeping him alive just barely, but he is going to end up falling. Diablo dies as well, but he does have souls. He will be back in this fight very well. Nice pickup kill there as well. They're trying to get this, and they do end up getting Vayne. Snazzy getting low as well. Claudius is looking for it. He does end up miss the spikes, and he does not have the burst charge. But Jason goes for it. The shield comes out the last second, not going to be able to get him. Nice Shadow Charge flip into the Falstad there. Good hook from Battery to disengage for him, and I don't think anyone else is going to die, but what a crazy fight.
Yeah, Yuge's healing is insane. He did spend all of his mana to try to keep everyone alive, and did even pick up couples therapy too, which will burn his mana a bit more, but make sure that he can get the healing. That may have even been just a reactionary pickup at the time, knowing that they were focusing on him at the beginning of that fight. But because he has the medevac dropship, it's almost like he's Brightwing now. He can go back and then instantly fly back in. It's a short cooldown, 50 seconds, and that he can not only do that for himself, but also for the rest of the team. He brought Rafflecopter right here, so it's a perfect way to make sure that they're all over the battleground, and especially on one which has just so many things that you constantly have to be moving around and dealing with.
You know, I'm trying to hype up a new Barak. They're talking about how he does great hero damage. Well, Claudius is barely out damaging Yuge this game, so, you know, we're not quite there just yet. Claudius is looking for it, though. He's taking a lot of damage there, and that is one of the weaknesses of a new Barak. He's just so squishy, but Claudius does get the Yuge in time. They're healing him up. A good gust from Jason to reposition this fight. Shadow Sluck has been used. A big Ring of Frost going down the backline into the Apocalypse as well, and that is going to be the death of Kael'thas getting annihilated very, very quick in this fight, but Jason is not done with his damage yet. He's looking for Vayne. The hook does not connect with anyone. Eve is going to try and get Battery in the backline. He's getting so low, but Yuge is spread too thin. There's so many members on the end of Blaze that are so low, but they get the kill on the Jaina and Diablo. They're pushing with this boss, and look at Yuge. He is doing a fantastic job keeping everyone alive. Claudius is up here pushing with the boss here. They have 20 seconds on Jaina and Sonya before they're back into the fight. They might be looking to end this here as the boss is still very healthy. If they can get a kill on the Bane, nice hook onto the Tassadar there, but he's only got the 1E. They're looking to try and... Nope, they do end up backing out there. Are they going to try and end here, Gilly? This is almost 16-13.
There's a Force Wall. The Force Wall does slow down the Giant. It will cause him to slam. So that is like one thing that you can do to try to slow him down. But man, still they're going to throw down the medevac dropship. It looked a little bit too scary. The Mighty Gust is going to at least help them. But the dropship gets hit. And this could be trouble for Yuge. Is an Ancient Spear going to stop him now? Seismic Slam hitting him. A great Force Wall to make sure that they can at least pick up one Constellation takedown. And Yuge will be out of the fight. But already a keep is down. 3-level lead as 16 is just now acquired by Blaze, and man, this looks really tough for ZoT in this game.
And then finally, it only took one team fight to actually happen. We do see a new Barak's damage. He's about 4,000 behind Kael'thas now from just that one fight where he was barely out damaging the Morales. So one fight he did about 7,000 damage. It's quite a bit. You know, when a new Barak gets in the middle of everyone has Locust Swarm popped, it's so much damage. You know, the shields help out a lot. It allows him to be more of a bruiser. You know, it's a really fun warrior. I hope he gets the buffs he needs soon, because I want to cast this guy all the time. New Barak is so much fun.
He is really fun to cast. And it's Locust Swarm plus Burning Rage plus Urticrating Spine, so he really just needs to be right next to people, annoying the crap out of them. A great hook once again on Johns. He is being shielded up by Tassadar, but it looks like it's not going to be enough at all. Throws down Apocalypse, but it only hits one person, as Claudius will get just a little bit of a top off from Morales to make sure that he's completely healthy. And now, once again, we have a tribute starting to spawn. So many lanes have been pushed, so many mercenary camps for Blaze, and with that level advantage, ZoT still could not even just try to contest that, especially with Diablo just now coming back. Jason going to push back into the fray once again, try to get a good Mighty Gust, and once again it looks like it's Diablo who is in trouble and will get taken out. That's going to be a full respawn timer for him this time.
Yep, he's trying to cut it back. Jaina getting very, very low, and Bomb Shakalaka's got to be careful. As Jaina very squishy, and there's a lot of lockdown. Good poke coming out from Rafflecopter with the flame strikes, and we do see that it's still the standard build coming out from these guys. A fishing hook just barely missing Bomb Shakalaka there. I don't know if Blaze is going to be able to actually siege this keep down as their minion waves are finishing up, but they're going to go ahead and back up to this boss, and by the time they cap it, the tribute should be spawning very soon as well, so this could be a boss that leads into a curse fight, and when it comes down to, do we defend our exposed keep to the boss, or do we go for a tribute? You know, it's a tough decision to make here. Jason scouting forward aggressively. He knows they're coming. He's looking for the gust to force them back. Boss is just about to fall. They're going on to the point. Shadow Shock has been used. He's on top of it, but the gust comes out. That's going to be a Boss going over to Blaze. A lot of damage going on to Eve. He's got a good spin, though. Not going to be enough to keep him alive, though. That's Sonya dead for 40 seconds, and Jason, he's not done. He's going on top of Snaz. He does get hit by the Lunar Flare. They're not going to be able to turn this around on him. Jaina's going to fall over there on the side. Battery. Look, did he hook him in there? I didn't actually see the hook.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that as well either, but they did pick up the boss, and with 2 takedowns there, I love the decision just to send Morales down. They know that they have a really good confident siege here at level 16, with those level 16 talents, to just work with the boss, and in fact, they get a hook onto a gravity lapse, but it's again a great burrow charge into body blocks, ensures that they get to take out Diablo, who did not have the time needed to get his souls back, and another keep will go down just as the curse starts. Here comes Yuge. He should be coming in with the medevac dropship, and hello! Lieutenant Morales has joined the party, and they're already going to work on taking down the score. Game number 1 will go to Team Blaze.
Just a really great job from Blaze abusing the map as well as they could. There was actually a very interesting moment to me where ZoT made a really great play. It's when they took that boss on the top right. They were able to sneak that in. They realized that there were 3 members pushing bottom. They could see where Falstad was above them, so it was risky because the Falstad could potentially try and go for a solo gust steal, but he would lose his life in the process. So that boss steal from ZoT was a really good decision-making on their end despite losing. But overall, I mean, Blaze just abused the map to its fullest. The Stitches hooks into great locations, into, just abusing curse timings, boss timings, just really, really well done from Blaze.
Yeah, Cursed Hollow is all about the rotations to different objectives, and the fact that they were able to do so easily with Falstad as well as medevac dropship for Morales really made it so easy for them to make sure that they were everywhere they needed to be. They had a great level lead and made it tough for ZoT to ever try to contest anything on top of that, and with that, able to grab a very easy victory in game number 1, but it's not over for ZoT. They do have the chance to come back in this next game, and it will be their battleground pick, so it might be a place where they feel far more comfortable.
Yeah, we'll see what they're going to end up picking there, what map we'll see. But guys, we're going to do a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll have game number 2, Blaze versus ZoT. Stay tuned. No. No, JC.
All right, that was a short break. We are back. The team started the draft because they are so ready to go, and so is this guy who is dancing. I am as well. So let's jump right over to the draft, as we are going to be on Sky Temple.
Sky Temple will be the map choice here for ZoT. Blaze with that first pick, first ban. They're going to go ahead and deny the Zagara.
I mean, that's been sort of the constant theme for these teams, is that first ban of Zagara, but it makes a lot of sense on Sky Temple being able to put her in the bottom lane. She's a very safe choice to have there because the creep shows the rotations if anyone's trying to come in and get an early gank on her from that mid lane, as well as the fact that she is able to get a lot of push in, even put some damage down on the towers there, which opens up the possibility that you can get a fort from that second temple phase in the bottom. ZoT are going to respond with a Kael'thas ban.
Yeah. I want to talk about a little bit of that last draft. We saw the position in the game that Blaze picked up the Kel'Thas. I have a feeling that they were intending to go the Pyroblast the entire time. Once they saw that Uther was banned out. The Divine Shield can be timed very well. Plus, he's got the burst healing. Outside of Rhaegar, I think he's like the best burst healer to deal with the Pyro. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Blaze was probably only picking the Kael'thas in this situation because Uther was out of the equation there.
I remember another time when we saw Pyroblast do a lot of work versus a Tassadar Tyrande combination, and that was when Tempo Storm picked it
Yep.
up versus Cloud9 at the, I believe, August North America Regionals.
Yeah, it was on Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah.
I remember that game
And
very
it
well.
worked the exact same way.
Yeah, it was brutal. Pyroblast, had a fun place at times, but I'm curious to how often we'll actually see it now. Blaze likes to do their own thing, and it's always fun. It's always great, and they make it work. That's what's awesome about them. I'm curious as if that will spread to the other games. So they actually did chunk. They did have a significant lead, but I think it did like at least 2/3 of Sonya's health with a 3-level lead.
Yeah.
And that's Sonya, so. It does. The damage is surprisingly strong late game.
Now, Blaze, 2 more picks looking at Abathur. And Abathur would be a great choice on Sky Temple. It is such a huge battleground that he can, and the objectives are so important, being able to contest those temples, that he can spend a lot of time just split soaking a lane with his locusts. And they not only have Abathur, but they have Abathur Jaina already. Jaina is the perfect target to have for Ultimate Evolution. If they go that route, I mean, Monstrosity, maybe, because they're Blaze. Only because they're Blaze do I say that. But likely it'll still be Jaina, because double Jaina is terrifying.
No, they'll go clone. They like to throw on cores of Abathur clone and Zeratul all-ins.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Zeratul.
There's so many good picks right now that Blaze could go. Like, they don't even necessarily have to pick an Abathur clone, like a target for Abathur to be on like that. They could just go with the Jaina clones and be completely fine. But they can't be banned out of both Zeratul and Illidan, which is cool.
They like to do Abathur Rexar, although that was on Cursed Hollow that I saw that, but they played Rexar yesterday too.
The Boars.
Yeah, I know. You loved the Boars.
The Boars were amazing.
All right, ZoT with their next ban. They already have a support, but so do Blaze. They could choose to ban a warrior here and then pick up their own and try to limit that pool a little bit versus Blaze. Also take out some sort of damage. It looks like it is going to be that warrior route. They're checking out Diablo.
Yeah. Blaze is known for going solo warrior Diablo. At least they used to. I don't know if they're still frequenting that. It's not likely that Blaze were to go double warrior here. So I don't know if I think banning a warrior was fine. I don't know if Diablo was the right choice. Maybe they're just afraid of Blaze's specific Diablo play. But I think in this situation, it would be too greedy for Blaze to go double warrior. Stitch is going to get banned out as well. Blaze looking to do something weird. With a lot of the main warriors banned, maybe trying to pressure ZoT to be like, oh no, we have an opportunity to pick both ETC and Muradin here, and if they do that, well then, Blaze gets the perfect draft that they want.
It's starting. ETC is getting hovered, and they have ETC Falstad. Falstad, like we saw in Cursed Hollow, will be nice to have as a split soak, and they can even potentially leave him in lane versus Abathur. They might even be forced to do so, only flying up if they really need to. But also just the fact that they have Mighty Gust, so they could still potentially get Mosh Pit. Sonya looks like to be their next choice too, and looking
essentially a comfort pick for them.
Yeah, yet another Sonya pick for them.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. She's in a really awkward spot right now in the meta. It's tough to see where. Oh, okay, Blaze. Let's stop distract. I'm not even gonna look at the draft anymore. Because Blaze tilts me with their hovers. Sonya still very good, obviously, but it's tough to find where exactly she falls right now. Blaze looking to pick up a warrior at least here. I'm curious as to see what lineup we're going to be running. I still feel that they need a little bit more damage on their end. Arthas Artanis would be really cool.
I love Arthas. He is one of my favorite warriors, and he has been out for a while. Ugh,
Chen.
okay. All right.
Blaze. Oh, boy. All right, so Chen picked up here. I mean, really tanky front line. There are a lot of interrupts for Chug, though. You have Spear, that you're not playable, by the way. We have Power Slide as well as the knockback from ETC. And, of course, I mean, Gus technically as well.
Okay. They love messing with us.
They know it tilts me.
What will it be, Blaze?
Admins, can we get a different series, please? I'm done with this. Blaze is tilting me for the last time. Abathur, Karazim, Chen, Gazlo, Jaina. Hello?
Please, somebody tweet this.
No. No one deserves to see this. Unfortunate souls are going to be like, oh, Blaze is doing really well in this tournament I'm tuning into the first time. Look at their draft. This must be good. Now I'm going to run Gazlo, Chen in the Hero League. No. Blaze, quit it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, who does he... Surely he still clones Jaina, right? Not for,
No,
like, double lasers or double...
You can never say Shirley when talking about Blaze.
What about double the turrets?
What about double the chugging drunk pandas?
Yeah, but okay, double the turrets. Can you imagine somebody walking onto a temple and there's like
Blaze
6
probably
turrets?
knows a way that you can clone yourself as Abathur. We're gonna have 2 noodles walking around. That's just Blaze. Nothing makes sense. It's just a completely different game when they're playing.
I'm so happy.
We're not even gonna see Gravel Bomb. We're gonna see Robo Goblin.
No.
He's just gonna push. You say no, but you know.
No.
It's 50-50. You never know.
Okay. Speaking of Gravel Bomb, how are they gonna combo this? How's that gonna work? So Gravel Bomb, they could Ring of Frost on the outside of it.
Yeah, they could. Sure.
Gravel Bomb, Ring of Frost.
Gravel Bomb into 7-sided strike and a double.
I don't think you'd want to Gravel Bomb into 7-sided strike. That sounds like the worst idea.
No, you spread the damage out. You know?
Yes, that is exactly the purpose of 7-sided strike. Is just
Rhaegar doesn't have good AOE
damage.
healing, remember? So that would work just fine. That's why they're going Robo Goblin. Gravel Bomb is not going to work.
No, Gravel Bomb into Ring of Frost. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, run away, crap," and then they're dead because double Jaina is Northern Exposure. I'm so ready. It's real, right? Like you could see it. Jason said, it's there. Jason just said in chat, "Here we go," and then it's a crying face. I'm so excited. This is amazing. Guys, don't forget this is a best of 3. And if Blaze win here with Gazlo, they will move on in the bracket. Let's see if anybody has advanced from the round of 16 to the round of 8 yet. Zoia is tilted. 2Arc defeated Rising Taquitos and is in the round of 8. And Resurgence also defeated Pool Play-Doh some Tango, so they have moved on too.
Right on. Well, we have this set, and then, of course, the round of 8 gets casted as well today. Tomorrow will be the top 4 teams duking it out for those next 2 qualifying spots. And this is actually a really important one because I know a lot of teams are going to be like really nervous about, that points qualifier. So, guaranteeing you qualify here is just a really good safety net for these teams. Guys, we're loading into Sky Temple. Game number 2. Will Blaze be able to pull out a win with Gazlo Chen? Or is an actual good composition going to win a game versus Blaze for once? We'll find out very soon.
By the way, the last pickup for them was Sylvanas.
Yes.
Just to throw that out there. Here we go into game 2. As my overlay is.
Oh my
there
god,
we go.
he looks amazing on the left-hand side of the map. And the blue trunks is going to be Team Blaze. Claudius playing that Gazlo. Look at that skin, Gilly.
It's awesome.
He looks fantastic. Rafflecopter and Jaina. Jason playing Abathur. Huge going to be playing Karazim. And in the bottom lane looking swagalicious. It's going to be Battery on Shen.
And their opponents, once again, we have ZoT. They need a win here to take it to Game 3 and continue potentially in this qualifier. We have Bomb Shakalaka playing Falstad Vayne on Rhaegar. Johns playing ETC Snazzy on Sylvanas. And finally, leading the charge, we have Evolunius playing Zoia.
Well,
all in the bottom lane.
Let's take a look here at what they're going to be able to do with this push. They do have the Sylvanas, of course, so you can pressure pretty hard, even with the buff to the turret damage. We'll see what they're going to plan on doing. It doesn't look like they're willing to force a fight. Looks like it will be a tri-lane from Johns, Eva, and Snazzy in the bottom. Falstad is flying top to soak experience. Claudius is going to be solo laning up here. I love this skin, man. All the abilities look so cool. Look at the turrets.
Yeah,
they
is
have brains.
An awesome skin. We don't get to see it enough, that's for sure. There were some changes to Gazlo, by the way, in the last big patch. Oh, looks like a little bit of a fight down in bottom. We'll switch to that. But Blizzard has promised that there are more to come, and that there's a big rework coming in an upcoming big patch for Gazlo. So maybe having this practice in now with Gazlo is going to really pay off for Blaze soon.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Okay.
I'm trying.
We'll have to see. We'll see if that can happen. We have the shrine spot now. This is actually one of the few maps that, you know, in all honesty, Gazlo is viable on. Contesting the shrines here, being able to, like, exactly what Claudius is doing, preemptively put the turrets. We've seen Gazlo's most success competitively on this map in both Europe and North America. So this is actually one of the best map for Gazlo when it comes to his competitive viability, and it's just because it's so safe. Eva getting very low. The Chen should be able to secure this kill with one more Q. Actually, the slow puts him out of range. Vayne trying to get in front of it, and yeah, no leap. Battery not able to secure that kill in the top. Claudius, you know, again, look at how zoning and far forward these turrets are. There is a collapse coming on top of him. He's repositioning them. So much damage already going down on the Vayne just by walking through it. That's just the power of these turrets in this kind of positioning. Battery looking like he wants to contest this point still. Middle is just about halfway through the ammo, and John's getting very, very low. Good damage coming out. Battery looking to try and get the kill, but he's going to end up backing out. Eva is going to force him out. Rafflecopter does come in, but misses the cone of cold. Will Blizzard not be able to do it? No. It's just barely going to live here, and it looks like this top point forcibly taken by ZoT.
Blaze did a really good job, though, of delaying long enough that the rest of the team could come in. Unfortunately, they've just now lost Gazlo. Explodium Charge, though, is going to stun two members, and a Cone of Cold to follow up does put Eva in an interesting position. Pretty low, walks into a Blizzard and takes even more damage, and with the flying kick, Battery will be able to make sure that she goes down. Falstad follows, too, and the last shots were still picked up, though, by ZoT, but they paid for it quite heavily with two deaths up there.
Gilly, take a look at the level 4 talent Gazlo just took. I told you, it's going to be Robo-Goblin. Split push build. Looking to get more scraps for more pressure.
I think most of the time you take those two, don't you? Break it down.
Let me dream.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. You are so right. I am ready for this split push.
We're going to see what's going to happen. The front wall goes down in the top lane here from Blaze doing a good job. Taking a look at the structure damage. They also lost their top wall. Sylvanas hasn't been able to get the most valuable push in this bottom lane. Claudius is going to be counter-pushing it right now with his turrets. Ev looking like he wants to go in. Got to be careful jumping on top of Claudius, as he does have decent survivability, especially with that hat on top of him. Good poke, though, coming out so far from Eve.
Yeah, I like the response to have Gazlo come down here versus the Sylvanas, because just limiting her is really important, and her ability to put any damage onto structures, because the structures are your team health in these battlegrounds where the objectives directly attack them. So having him here, forcing her back and not being able to just put some free damage on the structures, it can be a bit of an annoyance to a team like ZoT.
We'll see here what Blaze is looking to do going forward. You know, the rotation from Gazlo from top to bottom is not only good in the sense that Gazlo was being pressured up there, but this sets him up perfectly for this next shrine. He's already in position, putting turrets up, putting pressure on the lane, going to get some siege racing. Snazzy having a lot of difficulty with these turrets so far. And then whenever the shrine does spawn, he's able to, again, preemptively put these turrets. I mean, they're already in a great position for a rotation through the mid. Look how far forward these turrets are, and now he's going to be able to get to the point. I mean, this is really good decision-making coming out from Blaze.
Blaze picked up their bruisers earlier on. They didn't grab them just as the temple was starting to spawn, but they're getting a great push now onto that top floor. Battery might be in trouble, though. He does use the kick to get over the small wall. It's really nice that they still had that up. But this will be cleared up before the temple actually gets too much value out of or too much started, but it is a potential where they can get set up a lot better because of the fact that they did force ZoT to have to respond to that and send Zoia up, and that does let Gazlo start setting up those turrets as well as the toxic nests from Abathur.
This is so tough for ZoT to deal with right now. How do you push yourself through this? How do you force your way through? Even Rhaegar, he can't out-heal the damage Gazlo's using. Sassy is getting so low. Battery goes in for a little extra damage, but might actually get punished for this. Abathur has on top of him. Battery, a little bit too ham there, bro. And now they can force this fight 5v4, but a great blizzard from Rafflecopter doing a lot of damage to Vayne and Johns in the backline. Eva's trying to get on top of Yusha. They're still trying to force the fight. They got a half level until Blaze has level 10. They need to get some kills now, but John's gonna fall. Claudius getting very low. He's gonna end up going down as well. Yush trying to kite back. Rafflecopter trying to secure the kill on Vayne, and that's going to get them level 10, but he has no mana for any spells. What a great engage from ZoT. They knew that was the perfect time, but Jason with a clone is going to secure a kill on top of Zoia. I know Jason's a little bit upset. He was wanting to clone Gazlo, but Gazlo wasn't alive, so he had to go with Jaina this time.
That was a clutch clone, though, just in the nick of time to make sure they got another kill out of that, and the whole time he's soaking up here in the top two to allow them to get ahead in the experience once again. Now Battery is back into the fight, too, and this is exactly what did they get? It is still Grab a Bomb. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm AFK.
But with Chin, with Gazlo, with Abathur, it's just designed to constantly have a push somewhere and be annoying. Like, the whole idea is to be annoying, but at the same time, they still have a good team fight with the setup from Gravabomb. What else did they pick up for their heroic abilities? It's not going to be Ring of Frost follow-up. It's going to be Seven-Sided Strike as well as Ultimate Evolution, Water Elemental, and it's Wandering Keg, so not Storm, Earth, and Fire, but the displacement that they'll get from the Keg will take the place of having the extra sustainability on Shen. But with Abathur clones and with a Karzim, they should still be able to keep him alive, and being able to push somebody out of position, maybe take them out, could be a great benefit to them.
John's do the best he can versus Rafflecopter and Claudius, but still a lot of poke from these guys, especially with the good turret positioning. Level 12, almost tier 4 Blaze. Johns again trying to get forward, but he gets poked so low. Falstad flying in as well. They tried to force that fight as it was a pretty good collapse, but great awareness coming out from Rafflecopter and Claudius. They avoided everything there. If that power side would have connected, it could have been the death of Rafflecopter. So the fact that just barely missed is really a big deal for Blaze. Collapse is coming down here. Yuj is getting caught. I don't know if they can get out of this. Yuj is going to try to stay alive. He gets the Seven-Sided Strike down just to delay a few seconds. He gets the dash to Battery, but it doesn't matter. Rafflecopter comes in. A nice mosh pit onto Chen. He can't barrel out of this one. A good gust comes down as well, so they can focus down Battery alone. No damage going onto him in the process. Jason and Rafflecopter trying to kite this back, and ZoT doing an excellent job in these fights. That was a really well initiated fight.
They did a great job with the fight, but the pressure is still on to them to get more from it. They need to get a push somewhere. They need to be able to claim the temples too, because they stopped one push in a lane, but then in the process lost 2 lanes worth of forts, and then ended up even losing the middle fort anyway because it was so low. Blaze had pushing going in every single lane between their 5 heroes, and now they've got a great hold. Jason is even hanging out just for funsies at this temple up top, and because of the amount of damage they've done to the structures, they have a full level lead. They've picked up 13 talents.
Oh, Eve!
And yeah, Eve's gonna go down.
Yep, Eve's getting killed off by the nice burst from Yuj on the Seven-Sided Strikes, as well as Rafflecopter, of course, is doing Jaina things. They haven't capped those Knights yet either. They're going to save that cap so it pressures core, which is a really smart decision, especially with the Abathur. Just a lot of extra damage. I don't know if they're actually going to be able to get this keep, though. It does get very low, but the last shots are used up here by Claudius. They're still looking to pressure this, though. At level 13, we do see that Gazlo did pick up the sprint. Sprint's great not only for running away when you do get the split push and there's a collapse on top of you, but it's also good for repositioning yourself in a team fight to get into the best spot for that grab a bomb. And John just walks right by the bruisers. They did not notice that it was uncapped. Jaina taking a lot of damage here, trying to reposition himself. Good barrel from Chen actually to help disengage. Jason goes on to the Jaina right away. Yuj taking a lot of damage, but gets Bomb Shakalaka very low. They're trying to get Johns out. The Essential Connect connects with Eve, but that's going to be the death of ETC, and Blaze is looking to turn this fight around. Claudius comes in from the side. He's looking for that grab bomb. There's 3 members all clumped up here, but only Snazzy gets inside of it, and he's going to end up falling at the same time. Yuge is chasing down Bomb Shakalaka. He's looking for the 1 Radiant dash to get in range, but the slow from the Q from Bomb Shakalaka might have been enough to get him out of there.
He's going to keep going, though. The Abathur Symbiote trying to help him out as much as possible. Gazlo is going to get taken out, but Sonya and Falstad will fall. Finally, it only is Rhaegar left, and even he will go down. A full team wipe in favor of Team Blaze. And now they should be able to go back, cap the Bruisers. Did they forget?
I don't know what's happening with that camp.
They have 16 now, too. We'll see what they picked up.
Boss is available as well. They're not going to be opting to do that. They're just looking to shove in the lanes. Again, this is such a heavy split push composition that keeping these lanes shoved in is really, really important. ETC is about to walk to the Bruisers, and he noticed. He saw that they were not there, and we got it capped this time. Really crazy how that was just sitting there for such a very long time. Snazzy doing a good job of cleaning out this bottom lane, just showing the value of Sylvanas versus the style of split pushing here. And Abathur Mine showing their annoyance as well as Bomb Shakalaka and Eve are both constantly just getting dismounted.
Yep, super slow as it comes in. So 50% slow for 4 seconds, and that is annoying to have to deal with. Battery going to jump in now. They're looking for a pick. They want to be able to grab somebody. A huge mosh pit goes down on so many members, but the barrel is going to push him right out of that too. Wailing Arrow has already been used. ETC in the back is going to get taken out before the Ancestral Healing can come in now to save him. Sylvanas also going to go down on top of that. And Yuge going to go ahead and help pick up these Giants in the bottom while the rest of the team looks to push. I think that was a cloned Gazlo this time.
It was.
He finally did it.
He finally did it. Claudius looking for the laser throw wall, does not end up securing the kill. That's the Giants taken on the side of ZoT. It's going to be pushing this bottom lane here with the rest of Blaze. And then we see Yuge rotate to the mid to cap the shrine. So that's going to be sieging down the mid keep. I don't think any keep will end up falling from these pushes, but it's still very great map pressure coming out from Blaze.
Yeah, Karzim is a really good hero to have solo it because of his self-healing capabilities and the damage that he still can put out, so it's a safe one too. Eva pops Wrath of the Berserker looking to come in, grab a bomb to help at least disengage for the team. Claudius is going to start running toward there, hoping to pull back the rest of the team. He knows there's no way he's going to get out of there, so helps his teammate be able to escape, only losing Gazlo for that, but it is 50 seconds that he'll be down. It's really important. ZoT are about to be back on the same talent tier, so they need to start getting stuff done with this. They have a Sylvanas, so the potential for pushing is good, but it looks like they want to try to go for this boss.
Yeah, they're looking for it, but they're trying to force the fight as well. Level 16 is picked up here. Really big tier as Rhaegar gets one of the strongest talents in the game at level 16. And then, of course, as well, you mix that with the Cold Embrace picked up on Sylvanas. You got a lot of spread damage in these team fights.
I didn't even notice that she actually went for Paralysis at level 4 too. Increases the duration of Black Arrow by 100%.
Well, Snazzy doing a lot of damage. They almost end up getting Jaina in the backline. Yuge gets to him to reposition himself. Jason getting very low in the clone. Sylvanas can be the first to fall in that fight. Clone goes down as well. Seven-sided strikes has been used. Battery and Yuge are both still topped off. Rafflecopter doing the best he can to Kite, and it does end up missing the Frostbolt. Eve going to be looking to re-engage here. A lot of AoE damage going down. Can Yuge keep people alive? Battery doing what he can to try and keep his team alive. Good juice coming out from Yuge and Rafflecopter, but I don't know if they can get out of here, and Rafflecopter is going to fall. Yuge looking to get to Battery. If he can rotate down for the dash, and they do end up getting that, but there's still a lot of chase. Johns might be able to get the power slide if the slow is there, but here comes Claudius from the side, gets the turrets down, gets stunned by Johns. Vayne getting very low. He's going to end up going down. A 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Blaze. I don't think Johns is going to go down from this, but look what Abathur has done in the top lane. In the meanwhile, it keeps going to go down.
Yeah, this is really similar to when we saw Cloud9 go for like the Murky Tassadar Leoric, where they were just constantly getting in these long fights and being willing to sacrifice some heroes occasionally just to be able to make sure to allow for this long push from Jason. And from that, they were able to pick up a keep. And so even though ZoT has this great, amazing team fight composition, when they win the team fights, they've lasted for so long, then the push has gone down and they've lost so many structures for it. And the structure war is what's most important on Sky Temple. And on top, I mean, even to add to that, we have the fact that Blaze are still winning a lot of the fights as well.
Hive picked up here on Abathur, the double symbiote. Going to be really fun to watch in these fights. Miniature Black Hole is the most important talent picked up at this tier, though. As it just actually makes Gravo Bomb good. You know, this is when there's a good chance that you'll hit multiple people inside a Gravo Bomb. And then, of course, we got the Untapped Potential picked up from Chen. Which is really fun to watch. A lot of damage going on in the backline. Sylvanas immediately gets annihilated. Here comes the Gravo Bomb from Claudius, and they do end up getting the combo onto Zoia. Immediately annihilated. ETC is going to fall as well. No ancestral connection there, and this is going to be a huge moment for Blaze. With 3 members down, they could go for the win here.
In that case, it was a perfect idea to do Gravo Bomb and a 7-sided strike because it just hit one person, but it helped them make sure that they were able to get that full 7-sided strike off and pick up a kill on Zoia. Looks like they're going to rotate around and get all of the keeps, go for the experience win. But yeah, if they put down the pressure and take those out as fast as possible, then the final shots will go onto the keep. But whether they actually move in here.
They've got it with just the shots that they should. There's still so many shots left in both these shrines. They're controlling 2 of them, so it's a lot of damage onto the core with Claudius and Rafflecopter here as well. Yeah. I mean, it's already at 30%. Look how many minions are coming in. That is going to be GG. Blaze takes the series 2-0. Really well done from Blaze, you know, showing out these interesting strategies. I mean, there were some moments where ZoT looked like they could handle team fights. They got some good ganks, but it's just so hard, especially when you've never dealt with the split push meta that what used to be the meta around June of last year, you know, where it's very abusive. You're constantly having to deal with waste. If you're not experienced with that, it's just so tough. You constantly feel like you're being pressured in, and you're just not able to actually go out on the map and do stuff when you're constantly cleaning up pushes from Gazo, pushes from the Abathur. It's so difficult to deal with as a newer team, and you know, you saw the struggle coming there from ZoT. They had moments where they were able to get in front of them, in front of Blaze's rotations, the pushes, but it didn't happen often enough, and it happened once way too late.
Yeah, and all the while, Jason was happily pushing far, far away in the top lane, and his siege damage definitely showed that. Perfect play by him too, no deaths, never getting caught out, and great play by his teams too, or his teammates to be able to distract and make sure that he could safely do that. So that will be Team Blaze. Moving on. Do we know who their opponent will be yet?
Let me check. It'll be OVO Gaming or THG White. Probably still going on.
Yep, it looks like it is still going on.
Well, we'll have some downtime, guys, as we wait for that matchup. We will be following Team Blaze into the round of 8, where they will play the winner of OVO Gaming and THG White. So, guys, we're going to quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll have our next series. Stay tuned.